let's talk about the solitude, the isolation, the stage you go through where you have no one to talk to. This can happen if you're surrounded by people too. It does not necessarily mean physical isolation, but it can. And I want to preface this by saying that so many people say, myself included, life is happening for you, not to you. But when you're going through it, especially this rough, this initial rough isolation stage, that doesn't make any sense. And it feels like a load of crap. So I just want to say that this, I think, is an example of what people are saying when they're repeating that. So the isolation stage is often referred to as like a cocoon. And you think, oh, how beautiful, a butterfly emerges. And that is like light and magical and beautiful and flying. And it is. But do you understand what happens to the caterpillar in the process? It turns into kind of a cellular soup. And then rebuilds itself into this beautiful butterfly. So you're in this isolation stage. And you're dropping all of these labels and all of these expectations that people have had for you. And you couldn't carry on the way you were even if you tried. Like, all of that has been taken out of your life. And it seems harsh. And there's grief involved for maybe losing your old life. There's grief for old relationships that weren't serving you anymore. But, we all want to kind of stay in this comfort. We don't want to go in the cocoon because we're comfortably uncomfortable where we are, right? So it feels lonely and scary, and you might be tempted to think, oh, well, this is just punishment for something. But think of it this way. If you don't have people to talk to all the time about your problems, then you don't have people who are just maybe validating your feelings or telling you how they would fix something which doesn't work anyway. You're kind of forced to turn inward, right? Like, you're forced to the image that I got when I was lamenting one day was being forced to kind of take it up the chain and consult with your higher self and see, where is this really coming from? What pattern am I repeating? What lie am I believing that this keeps showing up in my life? This feeling, this fear. What is going on? So before, you would just kind of vent and get validated, and then you would just kind of keep that pattern going. But you don't have anyone to vent to anymore. And sometimes you just don't want to. You get it. So you're forced to kind of really understand it so you can truly release it and see where it's coming from. I get the image of, imagine you're in a class and you got a problem, and your default mode was just bitching about the professor or, talking to your classmates and going, this is the stupidest test ever. What is this all about? And then you just kibitz about it and complain about it. And then you keep repeating the class because you never solved the problem. You can get people to agree with anything you say. You can get people to validate any complaint that you have. You can just look on social media and say something and people will agree with you. But you're not solving the problem. You're not releasing the pattern. You're not understanding where it's coming from. So that's why I think we get squished into our cocoons. And as brutal as it can be, it is not punitive. It is transformative. Try to remember to tell yourself that next time you're feeling like, why do I keep going through this? Why do I keep going through this? Why? Try to think of it that way. And just get to the root cause of the problem. Develop a true understanding of it so that you can release it, okay? And I know people have issues with the words problems and bad and this and that. I can't, you know what I'm talking about. So I wrote a course. It's starting April 5th. I'm going to be doing 5 weeks of videos and workbooks. And then in addition to that, 1 hour of like live Q&A every week. You can sign up on my website. I am referring to it as the Awakening course that I wish I had. I'm putting everything in there that I have learned, the foundation that I used to move along my path. So hopefully it's very practical for you and will kind of let you skip, some of the repeating patterns that I found myself in. So if you're interested, go sign up on my site. I would love to have you. If not, I will still be here. That's cool. Yeah. So this isolation is transformative, not punitive. Please try to remind yourself of that and just do the work. Okay? I'm sending you so much love. You can do this. This is important, sacred work that you're doing. You are clearing your vessel to bring more light and more unconditional love to the planet. Think of it that way. That's pretty important. All right. Sending you so much love, and I'm rooting for you, and I will talk to you later.